Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Strategic Command American Civil War, playing the Blood and Iron DLC. This is a free DLC which adds a Franco-Prussian War campaign to the game Strategic Command American Civil War, and we are playing through that campaign, playing as the Prussians, or I guess the Germans. It is episode number 5, I believe, of this series, and the war's going pretty well. We've already overthrown Napoleon III's Imperial France. The French have replaced that government with a republic of sorts, and we can see there's sort of a mixture of troops. The red sort of Zouaves style troops are the Imperial troops, and then the sort of green or blue coated boys here are the French Republicans. Additionally, in the south, there appears to have been some kind of communist or people's rebellion, because we've also got the Internationals in the south, I believe, near Lyon. Meanwhile, I mean, all of that, obviously France is in chaos. We have already taken all of the objectives needed for a secondary objective, I have a minor victory. We've taken Belfort, we've taken Strasbourg, and we've taken Metz. Those are the key cities to win a minor victory for the Prussians. To win a major one, we have to advance on Paris and either take Paris itself or take all of these surrounding towns, which effectively would cut Paris off and eventually lead it to surrender. We are on the road to Paris and we're getting pretty close. We've got an army group here sort of in the center that is just getting close to Paris now. The French have been concentrating forces opposite of our own spearhead there, and they might strike back at some of our artillery out here. We're a little bit exposed, or a little bit overextended here, so we got to concentrate these 3 or 4 divisions west to face off against the French. One thing I will say is the blue-coated boys are not as well trained as the Imperial troops, so they tend to not fight as well as our own. But we've got sort of a spearhead here that's just getting toward the outskirts of Paris, although we'll see what the French throw against us. We also have a second sort of army group here a little bit further north that's trying to secure the right flank of that spearhead driving on Paris, and also take this rail line here leading into the city so we can move troops around more quickly. And then we have another army group to the north here under von Steinmetz, which is concentrating on Reims, which is a supply center, so that we can, get Reims under our belt. We'll probably then advance to Soissons, and that'll allow us to more easily flank Paris to the north and eventually south in that direction as well. In the center, I guess, of France, we've got some troops that are sort of guarding our flanks and preventing the enemy thrusting in to cut off our own spearheads. There's not a lot of French troops there. And then we have our own southern thrust that is moving on Dijon, which has run into some of these international troops facing us. The French have raised quite a few new units lately. They were down to about 10 units not that long ago, but they have 22 units now against our 62. I'm guessing a fair number of those are newly raised units, so we'll see how things play out there. Meanwhile, it is still early in this turn. We've done a little bit of moving of some troops around, but we haven't fought yet. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can reduce Reims here to nothingness. So there's a fortress here. We're going to bombard it with our artillery. We've got 1 battery in range with 4 shells, so we'll go ahead and fire those off to reduce the fort's effectiveness. And then we will, I guess, attack. 2 to 3 seems to be our best odds, so we'll do that. Did not go quite as well as I'd hoped. Second assault here at Reims likewise didn't finish the fort off. Let's pull this division back and move another one up, and that should do it. So Reims falls, or at least the fort is destroyed. And yeah, so the fort fell. This unit hasn't attacked yet, so we'll move them in to take the fort, and then we'll attack the 10th Guards Mobile Division here to the west, and inflict some pretty heavy casualties on them. I don't have anybody else that's in range of attacking from an infantry point of view, so we'll attack with our cavalry, and we drove them back. All right, so headquarters up here, and then we'll move our own, I guess, artillery this way. If these troops from Isle try and flank us, they could pose a challenge for us, I suppose. What's the supply situation gonna look like here next turn? Should be good, right? Yeah, okay. Taking that secondary supply sector is really bumping the supplies up here quite a bit. You can see a 10 in Reims itself, or 10 on von Steinwetz's hex and spreading all around. So that's good news. Get the cavalry up here. We've already moved these troops sort of in the center. I don't know if we can. We didn't drive that headquarter unit back. Ooh, we have a nice 2 to 6. So let's attack this here, the 4th Paris Guard Mobile Division, with our infantry. And our cavalry up here. Maybe we'll drive them off. We do a little bit. All right, so we did manage to drive these guys back. Why did I do that? I should have kept them. Now they're whatever. And so hopefully we drove off that threat to our northern flank. We'll see what the troops at Crécy do, or the troops at La Ferte. But we did at least badly damage the 4th Paris Guards division, and then we crippled, I think, this Guards mobile division, although we didn't destroy them. What are they still at? 22? Yeah. Still, pretty good success there. All right, we need to actually put some troops at Montmort, or however you pronounce that. We're going to move on Goulben forward as well. All right, we'll have to put someone here. There may be some troops that rise up in our rear next turn. We will see. I don't know why I'm leaving these troops at Metz. Let's get that regiment up there. They can provide effective deterrence to any potential uprisings against us. Go ahead and reinforce these troops all along the line there that had been shot to pieces a bit. They might try to cut off our cavalry here. I'm largely just trying to cause problems with that cavalry division there. All right, let's hit these international troops with our siege guns. Man, the internationals do not fight well. Got him. Wipe that division out. What's the supply situation gonna look like next turn for them? They should have decent supply next turn, or at least survivable supply, I guess. Fuck. Ambushed by the internationals. Force march these guys forward. It kills their morale and readiness, but we'll do it anyway. That brigade there. Move these guys via rail forward. And we should be closing on Dijon in the next couple of turns. Nope. Keep you guys there. These Imperial troops at Rouen we can't quite beat, but it's okay. Can we defeat these guys here? Not quite. And I think that does it for our turn here. We moved, I think, everybody that we need to. So yeah, let's see how things play out. We took that that key supply city at Reims, and we have pushed closer to Paris. We also got an additional headquarters up to our sort of three groups that are sort of three loosely tied together groups pushing on Paris. Looks like rather than attack us in the flank, those troops near Reims are actually pulling back. Oh, never mind. The troops out of Cressy at least are going to go for our artillery, which is vulnerable to infantry, so infantry versus artillery is generally not a good trade for the artillery. France's continued resistance strengthens her fighting spirit. Germany's fighting spirit is reduced as frustration as the continuing war grows. All right, well, how badly? Garibaldi calls on the Italians to aid France now that Napoleon has been overthrown. Fuck you, Garibaldi. Keep your business in Italy. All right, Helmuth von Moltke. As the French failed in their attempt at landing northern Germany, and the year is now too far advanced for them to consider launching any further operations of this nature, we could transfer 2 infantry divisions from there to serve against the French. Transferring them from northern Germany will cost us 50 MPPs, and both divisions will arrive in Trier on October 8th. Both divisions are slightly below strength, but have gained some experience from the repulsing of the French invasion attempt. If you decide not to transfer these units now, you will not have another opportunity to do so, as they will play no further role in the war. Why wouldn't I? There's no risk associated with transferring these forces, and the cost of the transfer is significantly lower than the cost of procuring new units, so we recommend you say yes to this decision. Historically, the units began the war to defend Schleswig-Holstein from a French attack, and were gradually transferred to... Okay, so yeah, there's obviously no reason not... I don't even know why they give you that choice. There's literally no reason not to do it. Okay. Looks like they're building up some artillery. And with this muddy terrain, there's not a lot I can do with these troops. I can't move them quickly enough. And I don't have any rail lines down there to move them on. All right. Okay. Let's reinforce the troops that took Reims. Since the weather is so bad, there's no point in trying to move them. Alright. 2 to 4, we'll get it. 1 to 5. We destroyed them. Nice. Alright, so we just destroyed a French division up here. They were at 22 last turn. We're up to 23. We'll just even the odds a bit, I guess. Okay, I want to take Soissons, and then I guess we should probably also take Léon. Well, no, we don't need to go that far north. The rail line here is to Soissons. Okay. Let's move this arty unit out here. We'll move the headquarters unit to that town. That should give us better supply. Slightly, anyway. We'll keep 1 division south here. And let's move... I don't have any money to move the other guys, so we're going to slowly move these guys up to the Paris front. continue to threaten the French troops here, keep them busy. Attacking Marabou. Alright. So it wasn't the prettiest effort, and it did take some casualties, but we did manage to take Marabou from the internationals. Keep moving our artillery down the rail line here. Try and move the Crown Prince and his headquarters unit west as we advance on Dijon. Their national morale is at 40%. We're at 105. So even though it like claims, oh, fighting spirit is, you know, dampened by the fact that the French are still resisting, not so much. Fighting spirit is just fine. Okay. Von Goeben has a remarkable ability to just have good supply. He is a tremendously capable general, though. Level 8 rating. That might be our highest rated general. I don't know why it took us so long to get him, but... Chief of the General Staff, with the great fortress of Metz, Strasbourg, and Belfort under our control and the remains of the French army fleeing toward Paris, the unification of Germany has now been assured. The new French President, Adolphe Thiers, has informed us that peace may now be possible if France's pre-war boundaries were guaranteed. Accepting his terms would end the war immediately with a German minor victory. However, the collapse of the French army offers us the opportunity to march on Paris and dictate the peace terms from the Palace of Versailles, including the annexation of Alsace-Lorraine. This would be considered a much more decisive victory by international observers, but it is sure to require several more months of fighting to achieve. Would you like to end the war and declare a minor victory now, or continue with hopes of marching on Paris and winning a major victory? Saying yes to this decision will end the game immediately and you'll be awarded a minor victory. Saying no will mean the game continues. Note the game will automatically end when either side's capital is captured or the fighting spirit falls below 1%, earning the victorious side a major victory on or on January 31st. Historically, the French army was virtually annihilated at the Battle of Sedan on September 2nd. However, the harsh peace terms offered by the Germans, including the secession of Alsace-Lorraine, were repeatedly refused by the French negotiators. An armistice would only be agreed on January 28th after a long, bitter siege of Paris and German occupation of most of northern France. So, like, I think if we said yes, we'd probably avert World War I, or at least there would be a much greater reduction in the chance of World War I because we'd be letting him keep Alsace-Lorraine. Germany would be united, but without it, and you wouldn't have this sort of revenge method, or, you know, cry to reclaim the lost provinces. But I don't want to end the game yet, so we're going to say no. Transferring troops. Okay, so we lose 50 MPPs for that. We should get those divisions soon, in the next week. Also, it doesn't really feel like France is raising new troops, which could pose some challenges in terms of like bloodshed. But I don't really get the sense that we're like on the verge of losing or being overwhelmed or anything. Our defensive artillery helps the cavalry do nothing. I guess, oh, there's international troops fighting near Paris too? Okay. Wide-scale French counterattack here. All along the northern front. Or at least the northern flank of the advance on Paris. They've got good weather. It'll be interesting to see if the weather stays good for us or not. You can see the ground. No, it's going back to mud. We had that advantage for a few turns. Now they're getting it. I can't do anything when the ground is this muddy. I can't move troops or do anything. I mean, I guess I could bombard these guys with shells. and maybe hit him with the infantry. Maybe. It's just not worth it. The casualties we're going to lose. Down here. We do get slightly better marching capabilities. I don't know what you're going to call that. On these major roads in the north. Alright, let's bombard these Imperial troops. The Imperial troops are not happy campers here. And they're dead. All right. So the advance along these railways in the north should continue once we get decent enough weather to be able to march more than like 2 miles. I guess I can start moving some of these troops via rail. So move these 3 divisions toward von Goben's headquarters. Leave the 1 division, the 21st, to guard this flank area. Another division down here will move up also. We'll give them to Steinmetz. Okay, and then the advance on Dijon will probably... I don't have any money left to reinforce these guys, do I? Okay. All right, so we've got a division at Genlis. We've got a division north of Dijon. They didn't get any stronger this turn, so that's good at least. All right, I think that's it for this turn. I didn't reinforce the troops at Stenay, so hopefully they don't get destroyed, but... Give me better weather. October 4th or 5th or whatever day it is. Okay. They're going to have money terrain too. So that should at least prevent them from being able to quickly counterattack us. They do have a couple of hexes where we're already bordering them. So they nearly wiped out this division here. Cavalry is taking some punishment. But I don't think they'll be able to bring too many troops against us. Nice. Okay, now the weather turns positive for us, so the ground's firmed up. So we should be able to damage these guys. All right, first let's bombard these guys. We've got 2 shells, so we'll bombard 1 of each. Okay. Oh shit, they've got defensive counter battery fire. It's not really doing much. Artillery doesn't do as much damage in this as the World War I game. Understandably so. Let's reinforce this cavalry division. have anybody else who can get there? No. Well, let's just attack with what we can do. Willie's bloodied up that division. Should get the division near Chateau Thierry. No. Jeez. Oh, we'll finish him off with that cavalry division. Our own cavalry takes some punishment there. Force march the 18th Division to get closer, even though it's a pretty big penalty to do so. Alright, let's hit these troops here at Fisms. And then also bury Bayou, or however you pronounce that, up here. Okay. Alright, so we destroyed this division up north. Broke through and advanced. Secure right flank here. Alright, let's advance on Fisms, or however you pronounce that. So wiped out that enemy division. Nice. Alright, well, we weren't quite able to finish those guys off. Alright. So we should be able to move on Soissons next turn. In the north. All right. Okay, I need to clear this area here to get all of these forces to be able to advance on Paris, but we're getting there. We're making progress. Slowly but surely. My southern flank on this area is a little bit exposed. I suppose we could, although I don't really have anything in there. It's a much wider front. Those guys over there. Let's reinforce these weakened divisions. That's not really what I wanted to do. Oh my god, they lost 6? Wow. Get wrecked. Okay, so I didn't take Dijon this turn, but we should be adjacent there next. We'll see if these guys counterattack my artillery. There's 2 spots the artillery could be hit. But in any event, I think that was a pretty successful turn. Let's see what the Frenchmen have in store for us here. We're going to continue attack. So they did a little bit of damage, not too much against that artillery unit there. 2 to 2. I'll take that trade every day of the week. They're actually using their artillery against my artillery, which is kind of interesting. Continue to attack near Stanay. I should really reinforce those guys before they get destroyed. They also have good weather here for this counterattack turn of theirs, and now we have terrible weather for ours. Well, that's what happens when you try and campaign in the summer, I suppose. Just attack here, see if we can break through. Man, we couldn't drive them back. So close. Okay. Alright, let's reinforce the troops at Stanay. And I can't quite do what I would like against these troops here in this sort of center pocket here, so we won't do anything. Left. Move any of these guys via rail? I can, but I'll keep them to guard the southern flank, I guess. Oops. Dijon, can we take this? They did move that division in there, so they shouldn't be too dug in. Nice, 1 to 6, easy victory there. So Dijon is ours. Bombard these guys at Genlis. Are there any other FS objectives down here? Well, wow. Okay, well, we got a ways to go to get either of those. We'd be just as well turning north to go after Paris, I think. So we might be railing these troops out of here if we can get them anywhere else in the south. But I think that's going to do it for this turn. So let's move forward to the 8th of October. French fighting spirit falls due to the loss of Dijon. Prussian reinforcements deploy Trier. Oh, we've got a division there too that I think I forgot about. So we've got 3 fresh divisions to move forward. We've got good weather on the 8th of October. Maybe we'll have good weather for the first time in a while. One can hope. reinforce their troops near Stenay, which makes sense. They just pull them out too. And I think we kept good weather, so we'll have to use this to the fullest. So we get our troops up there adjacent to Lyon. Let's hit the troops near blocking the route to Soissons. There we go. Got him. Reinforce these guys. All right, so we've got troops adjacent. We won't have artillery in range there next turn, but either way, these two objectives should fall in the next 2 turns, I think. So it looks like they've got troops pretty much in every town along this front here. So we're gonna have to fight our way into these objectives. Kind of exhibiting or attempting a bit of a flanking maneuver around the north. At least that's the objective here, I guess. Alright, we should be adjacent to Lizzie next turn. Move our infantry over here to drive back this enemy artillery. I probably should have fired my own guns at it first. But all right, let's move these, at least some of these troops that we just deployed at Trier. I think we'll reinforce the other two. I don't want to deploy them quite yet. They're not at full strength. Nice. 3-2, I'll take that. That'll probably forestall their attack there too. Alright. I think Lyon will fall next turn because of the artillery support there. Actually, do I have... I've got 76 points. Can I move any of these siege guns? They're not on railways, are they? What about this guy? I don't know if I've got a rail link anywhere here. Let's pull these guys back a little bit. Wipe that division out. I suppose we'll advance on some of these supply cities in the south? Maybe? I don't know. Enemy strength is waning again, well below 20. This feels mostly like the turn to position ourselves for the final assault on Paris, but we haven't yet begun the assault on Paris yet. We're getting close, and the enemy's pulling back in multiple locations to get into a defensive cordon around the city, it seems. Alright, so they reinforced those troops that we just attacked near Stenay, which is kind of what I was expecting. And now we got bad weather again. God damn the fall. I missed the summer. Ooh, nice. We've got 2 more headquarters. Von Manteuffel and Albert of Saxony. So we'll bring them up next turn via rail. And that should markedly help our supply situation. Alright, let's see if we can take Lyon out anyway despite the bad weather. We can bombard it multiple times, which will considerably reduce the readiness of the troops in the fortifications. We did actually inflict 2 hit points of damage to the fort, and we destroyed it. So Lyon is ours. Do we want to try and use our cavalry against this fort here? Why the hell not? So we use the infantry first. Oh, we got a second hit there despite forecasting nothing. Alright, well. That didn't go as well as I had hoped. We'll finish it off next turn. Hopefully. Right. Three. I'm willingly taking heavy casualties to try and start clearing some of these French troops out of the Paris region more quickly. Pull that cavalry back. God damn it. There we go. Well, I did take the troops in the town of Lizzie, or destroyed the troops in the town of Lizzie. I didn't actually take the town, but progress, I suppose. We'll hold off on attacking Cressy till we get a little bit better weather. Or at least till next turn. Can I move any of that siege artillery yet, now that I moved some of these guys back onto the rails? Nice, we can. Okay, let's move these guys as close to the front as we can. Which appears to be here. And let's see if we can bombard the fort at Le Frere. I'm kind of getting sucked into attacking forts that I might not need to. Alright, can we bombard Axon with our artillery and then maybe finish them off with our infantry? I mean, these towns I don't think really hold any substantial reason to attack them per se. there any? All right, so we need to keep a garrison in Dijon because there are partisans there. French national morale or fighting spirit is falling precipitously. I don't even know that we need to take Paris. It may be just enough to destroy more of their units. Their fortress units continue to decrease here. Did I forget about a unit near Reims? Or I'm not sure. I have to double check. We might have left a Hexen garrison that should have been garrisoned. Alright, so I think this is their turn, or is it back to our turn again? No, it's their turn and it's raining, so that's good, I think. Probably be more of a reinforcing turn with the muddy ground and rain. A Camarade rising triggers street fighting in Paris. So more destruction, presumably to their national morale, but also their infrastructure and income. The socialist Auguste Blachy attempts to launch an insurrection in Paris. Alright, so it stopped raining for us, but it's still muddy. We got a Landwehr division at our disposal this turn. Yeah, we're reinforcing the troops on the front. Spent all of our money doing that. Let's bombard the troops at Crécy. We're gonna give it all we've got. Alright, come here. And finished them off. Alright, so we destroyed the division there. Siege guns are going to hit the troops at Meaux, however you pronounce that. And I think it's safe to say the offensive on Paris has begun. With the seizing of Crécy, the drive on Meaux, we're now beginning our thrust toward Ligny. Meanwhile, up north, we will try and take Soissons near von Steinmetz's group. May not have, well, looks like that's going to be a pretty good chance for our infantry here. Yep, alright, we took it. Move on Campania and then advance toward Pontis near the north. So these guys are going to swing west and south. Alright. So... see if we can continue damaging these troops here in the south. 1 to 5, those are good. Good odds there. And finally we destroyed the French unit near Axion and took the town. I gotta keep troops down near Dijon. I can't forget that. Maybe we'll advance this artillery and these 2 infantry divisions on Bescon in the south. What's their morale at? 23%. Okay, I think the siege guns and artillery should help us reduce the enemy near Mew next turn, and we'll make our drive on Lagny starting after that. They're going to get good weather for their turn, so if we'll see if the AI is aggressive in driving against us here, or if they continue sort of pulling back in toward Paris. At least they drew that artillery by the looks of it. Counterattacks in the north, it appears. Continue fighting that division near Stenay. Keep forgetting about the troops near Reims. It doesn't look like they're going to rise up against us so much as they're going to destroy infrastructure, which is obnoxious, but I don't think it matters that much. I'm not sure if it has a supply impact. Oh, I forgot about the Landwehr division. Yeah, we do need that. All right, let's... So... There's no reason to leave this division near Toul, so let's move these guys. I wonder if I can't rail into Reims because of the infrastructure damage. Anyway, we'll get troops in toward that region. Yeah, can't get them there. Okay. Let's hit the fair with our siege guns here. We'll have a couple of shells to use against him. I'm not sure if it'll be enough to make him combat ineffective. Yeah, I think we're going to be just shy of finishing the fort off. We're going to take the casualties, but not the fort. Okay, well, we'll take it next turn. Yeah. Not going to finish it off this turn. Let's not get too sucked in. I'm already probably being drawn way north of Paris more than I need to be. Alright, let's try and keep those casualties as low as possible. Wow, that was a nice result. Enemy headquarters here. Okay. Got our southern flank with that cavalry. We have... This is definitely the beginning of the drive. We've got two headquarters here, Frederick Karl and von Werder, who will support all of these units. Clumpton near Langy. Langy should fall next turn, I would think. They'll probably pull their headquarters unit back to Earl, but anyone they're going to put back in there is not going to be dug in. Destroyed that division. Von Guben is supporting the drive on Villers-Cotterêts. I still have those troops back here at Trier? I do. And they're not on railway hexes, so I can't move them yet. Okay. Alright, we're going to take Dole next turn, and we'll move in behind Bascon. We need to leave one division back at Dijon as a reminder. And the Crown Prince will move north with his troops toward Langniers. Wow, they were 1 to 4. They must have been like out of supply. Well, that was easy. We destroyed that garrison with ease. That fort. Could also just be their fighting spirits getting so low they can't fight. Although the Imperial troops still giving us some struggles here down in the south. Okay. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's episode, I think, guys, of Strategic Command American Civil War. This is the Blood and Iron DLC, which is a free download for anybody who does own the game. We are obviously closing in on victory. It seems like things are getting close. The French still have troops, and they are still resisting. It's more or less a question of time and whether we can win before January, which seems likely, but with the weather as temperamental as it has been of late, that's not a given. I wouldn't just assume it just because. With that being said, that is going to wrap up today's episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. We got at least one more to go, and we'll see how that plays out in the next episode. Until then, however, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.